Hey everybody, PKF21 here, and I wanted to do a kind of quicker news update style video talking about Tokyo Game Show and some of the things that we can expect to see here. So that by no means that this video will be covering everything that'll be there. You can look online at their lineup. I think almost every company that's going to be there is having some sort of digital event and presentation of some kind for showcasing different things. But I wouldn't expect anything massive in terms of brand new reveals. However, I did want to talk about some of the more interesting individual events that are going to be taking place. So this is all going to be taking place in Japanese time, so you're going to have to adjust this to your time zone. So September 24th, 21 o'clock to 21:50. So that's about 50 minutes of new information. This is coming from the Xbox Tokyo Game Show Showcase. So this is interesting considering Xbox has always struggled to break through in Japan. They have a brief description here, and this kind of keeps me from getting too excited, but I'll let you in on what it says. It says the Xbox Tokyo Game Show Showcase is a place where everyone can have fun, featuring messages from Japanese creators, latest news on Microsoft Flight Simulator for PC, a Japanese Minecraft community update, and information on recently announced games. So this has very specific language to me, which makes me think if we get any new big announcements, I don't know if they're going to have anything in this Xbox showcase. It sounds like they're going to be focusing primarily on things that have already been announced. But there's also the interesting language here that says messages from Japanese creators. So it'll probably be checking in with directors, producers, artists from various Japanese games. However, I don't know if we should get our hopes up for anything that exciting. Maybe, I'm just speaking out of my butt here. If there's going to be anything related to something like Project Refantasy, maybe we get an update from Hashino or something here. That being said, we do have something somewhat exciting if you are into Nier going on the same day at 22 o'clock. I think that is 7 a.m. here in Mountain Standard Time. They're going to be doing a Nier TGS 2020, and this is what it's really called. Quote, "We have a decent amount of new info special." So it says the latest information on Nier Replicant, which we know is the remake of the original Nier. Nier Reincarnation, and Nier Automata. So they're going to have the Nier series producer, of course. Yoko Taro is going to be there. Various people who are involved with the series. So we can expect to get updates on the remake as well as the mobile game, which actually looks pretty cool from what we've seen so far. I'm kind of surprised at how interested I am in it. And we also have some information on Nier Automata. That could be anything, okay? I don't want to get my hopes up that we're talking about maybe a potential sequel to Nier Automata, but I do think that might mean we get maybe an update on something along the lines of an upgraded version for next gen, maybe. So, or it could be something as simple as Nier Automata is going to be doing some sort of crossover into another game again along the lines of FF14 or other mobile games they've been involved with. So I do think that this will be one of the bigger events here. I don't think we've seen any extensive gameplay or anything of Nier Replicant yet. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like, if we're looking at a remaster or more of a remake. I don't even know if we really know that yet. I could be out of the loop on that, but that will be there. Another interesting bit of information. I'm sure there are a lot of people who don't care about this, but we are going to see some more of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. And while this is a smaller title, I am very interested to see more. It says here that they will introduce the game as well as share behind-the-scenes stories about its production. It says, there may even be a live piano performance. Expect all sorts of content in this stream. So obviously we're just going to be getting a better look at that game. And it sounds like they're going to talk a little bit about its production. For another thing happening on the 25th, this is from 21 o'clock to 22 o'clock, Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis introduction. So we're going to get a better look at PSO2 New Genesis. I think we're going to get a better idea of what it is. They are claiming that it is the latest entry in the Phantasy Star Online 2 series, so I guess PSO2 is now its own series. But we'll see gameplay, and I'm sure that they'll talk a little more in detail about what makes it different. So going on, I think at the same time, they are also doing, or no, directly after, you're going to want to head over to the Capcom stream. They are going to be talking about Resident Evil Village. So if you want some updates on that, I mean, we know it's now coming out in 2021 according to the PlayStation Showcase earlier this week. So that's going to have some new information on Resident Evil Village. And I know that Capcom is also going to have some updates, I believe, on Monster Hunter Rise Stories 2, as well as Devil May Cry Special Edition, which I'm interested in. But you would have to go look at the Capcom information to figure out what time all those games are streaming. I do know here it says 22 o'clock to 22:50 will be the special program for Resident Evil 8. All right, now we have a little bit smaller information here. I am not expecting anything significant from this. However, I will be tuning into this just to see what they have to say. So on the 26th, this is when I think Sega Atlas is having most of their information that's coming. Don't expect anything big, especially if you're thinking about Persona or even SMT. We're not going to get any new announcements from them on anything here. However, there is going to be, I don't know if you guys remember, for Sonic fans, they've been doing these monthly updates called Sonic Station Live. We're supposed to be getting a mini Sonic Station Live. This would be going on, I think, probably around 13:30. Again, this is JST, or military time, however you want to look at this. So it says that they're going to be doing a showcase, or not a showcase, but a presentation from 12 o'clock to 14 o'clock. So that's 2 hours. I think the last half hour is going to be devoted to the Sonic Station Live here. And it says a TGS 2020 online edition of Sonic Station Live, a program that delivers various Sonic-related information. This month's episode will introduce a new compilation album and the latest merchandise, as well as feature a live painting. So here we see it's just going to be some new information on merchandise. Doesn't sound like it's going to be anything that big. And we move in now to the next part, which is we're going to have, I guess they're going to have more information on Nier. So they're going to do a mostly no new information special, where it sounds like it's going to be kind of an off-the-cuff discussion between the staff on the Nier series. It's interesting that they use the phrasing mostly not new or no new information. That implies to me that maybe there's a little bit, but nothing that significant. So if you're going to tune in for one of these events, definitely tune in for the first one. And then also at the same time, if you're more interested in this, Atlas is going to be showing off SMT3 Nocturne HD Remaster. So they're going to show a discussion, live gameplay, and they are going to, I think, just mostly be showing off more of that game. So I wouldn't expect anything new. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like there's going to be anything in terms of SMT5. I think a lot of us were hoping there would be some SMT5 news, but it does not sound like that will be here. So the 26th, again, Japan time, 21 o'clock to 21:50, Koei Tecmo is going to be showing, I'm not familiar with this series, but Atelier Ryza 2 Lost Legends and the Secret Fairy. And then in the second half, I know a lot of people will be more excited about this. They are going to show the first live gameplay of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So that is that new Hyrule Warriors game that is basically a prequel to Breath of the Wild. So it sounds like we're going to get our first in-depth look here. So if you're interested in that, definitely take a look at that. Finally, I have one last bit of information here. Well, I guess technically two. On the 27th, if you're into Yakuza, there is going to be a small bit of information from 20 o'clock to 21:30. So I guess that's about an hour and a half. It says there's going to be a Seganama TGS special. It says a Tokyo Game Show 2020 online special edition of Seganama, including the latest information concerning the Yakuza series. So it also is going to, so it sounds like Toshihiro Nagoshi is going to be there. So we can expect something from the Yakuza series. I know that listed, the only thing Sega has that they're going to have their Yakuza related is something with Yakuza Online. It sounds like they're going to have some updates for that. That could be all this is. However, keep in mind, we do know that Yakuza is a yearly franchise. I think they typically show up to Tokyo Game Show. If I'm not mistaken, Yakuza 7 was revealed there last year. But with the pandemic and everything going on, I would not be surprised if whatever their next project was has gotten pushed. So I'm not going to expect anything too huge here, but it is vague enough that it just says new Yakuza information for the series. So definitely some new information for Yakuza Online. And then maybe we'll get a look into their next project. That could be anything from Judgment 2 to Yakuza 0 2. I highly doubt that, but I like to think that we get a sequel to it. Or maybe Yakuza 8. But if I had to bet some money on it, I would say maybe just some updates on online and maybe a teaser for something along the lines of like a sequel to Judgment. Finally, 21:45 to 23 o'clock, Sega Atlas Music Station. They're going to be doing, well, it says it's going to be a 60th anniversary event from enthusiast talks by the guitarists of Sega and Atlas. They're going to have a little concert there and performances of Sega music. They're also going to have some Persona 5 music there. And it sounds like they're going to be talking to a lot of different people who've worked on the sound team of different Sega games, from Yakuza to Persona or Atlas to the Sonic series. So they will have some people there who are performing. Don't expect anything announced here. But if you're interested in just Sega music in general, or Persona 5 music, there's going to be a little bit of performance. So just a little thing to end cap things. Other than that, there is plenty of information if you're interested. I believe Konami is bringing a little bit of information on like an anime or something. I know that Level 5 is going to be there, Nipponichi Software. So if you're interested in those, I think even Spike Chunsoft, because they're the Japanese publisher for Cyberpunk 2077, they're bringing that. But again, don't expect anything too huge from, I think, any of these companies. I think the only people who, according to this, will have any really interesting information that I think a lot of people will be interested in is Koei Tecmo with Age of Calamity gameplay, and then probably Square Enix with some near information. And if but there are smaller titles that'll be there, so I know there's a lot of stuff I haven't covered, so definitely take a look at that. I'm sure if you look up Tokyo Game Show 2020 lineup, you'll be able to see the full thing there. But for me personally, these are the things I'm going to be looking out for, and just tuning in just to see what they have to say. Some of these could be a big nothing burger. Oftentimes it is. But we'll see what happens. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll look forward to see what comes from Tokyo Game Show. I may or may not upload some reactions to just probably from the near event to see what happens. But that's going to be it for me. So look forward to the future, guys. Hopefully we'll get some more information about games we're all excited about, and I will talk to you guys again later.